Be ready, ready, start. The state has a legitimate aim to ensure that its citizens receive basic human facilities. In order to witness development, the huge amount of expenditure that the state incurs in providing subsidies and benefits to the common citizens must be accompanied by accountability and transparency. Legislative and industrial changes are often capable of creating an atmosphere of transparency and accountability. The most visible example of a legislative enactment which brought institutional changes is the Right to Information Act 2005. Commentators have often highlighted the importance of this legislation by deliberating upon how it has been successful at curbing corruption and restoring accountability in public life. According to the state, though the Aadhaar program is not in itself a social security program, the institutional framework established by the Act seeks to act in a way as an extension of social security programs. The state has a legitimate concern to check that the welfare benefits which it marks for those who are entitled reach them without diversion. The Aadhaar program, it is argued, acts as an instrument for the realization of the benefits arising out of the social security programs. The Aadhaar program, it was further contended, fulfills the state's concern that its resources are utilized fully for human development. It has been contended by the respondents that since the establishment of UIDAI in 2009, its basic mandate is to provide a unique identity number to residents. The number would serve two purposes. First, it would serve as a proof of identity. Second, it would be used for the purpose of identifying beneficiaries for the transfer of social welfare benefits provided by the state. The rationale for establishing a method of identification is to ensure that the benefits provided by social welfare programs formulated by the state reach the beneficiaries for whom they are intended. As a policy intervention, a unique measure of identification is intended. It has been argued to secure financial inclusion. A significant hurdle in the success of social welfare programs is that benefits do not reach the targeted population. The reason for this may have something to do intrinsically with the condition of the individuals, as much as with their larger socio-economic circumstances. Migrant labor and labor in the unorganized sector lacks a fixity of abode. The nature of their work renders their lives peripatetic. Nomadic tribes, particularly in inaccessible areas, may not have fixed homes. In many cases, traditional occupations require individuals to move from place to place dependent on seasonal changes. Then again, groups of citizens, including women, children, and the differently abled, may face significant difficulties in access benefits under publicly designed social welfare programs as a result of factors such as gender, age, and disability. Unequal access to welfare benefits provided by the state becomes a significant source of deprivation, resulting in a denial of the means to sustain life and livelihood. Before the adoption of Aadhaar based identity, there were multiple platforms for identification of residents. They created a situation where those with no identity had no access to the means of sustaining a dignified life. Equally significant as a policy intervention was the issue of capture. While on the one hand, large swathes of the population had no access to welfare assistance, benefits could be captured by persons not entitled to them either by the assertion of fake or multiple identities. Setting up a fake identity enables an individual to pass off as another and to secure a benefit to which that individual is not entitled. Fake identities compound the problem of capture by allowing individuals to receive multiple benefits through shell identities. Policy makers were confronted with the serious problems posed by fake and multiple identities since they imposed a burden on the exchequer while at the same time diluting the efficacy of state designed social welfare measures. The burden on the exchequer is illustrated by situations where persons who are not entitled to benefits secure them in the guise of being persons entitled to them. When impostors secure benefits which are not meant for them, they deprive in the process persons who are genuinely entitled to benefits. The class of beneficiaries of social welfare programs is, so to speak, adulterated by the capture of benefits by those not entitled to them. This raises serious concerns of the deprivation of human rights. The capture of benefits has the consequence of depriving those to whom these benefits should legitimately flow of the measures designed by the state to protect its populace from human want and need. The resources deployed by the state are from its public revenues. When designing a unique measure of identification, the state must be guided by the necessity of ensuring financial inclusion and of protecting against financial exclusion. Every citizen who is eligible for social welfare benefits should obtain them. No person who is entitled should be excluded. Individuals who do not qualify for social welfare benefits should not capture them by passing off as individuals entitled. Enforcing and implementing a robust platform for identification of beneficiaries must ensure that social welfare benefits reach the hands of those who fulfill the conditions of eligibility and are not captured by rent-seeking behavior of those to whom social welfare benefits are not designed. This constitutes a legitimate object of state policy. Reaching out to the targeted population is a valid constitutional purpose. Social welfare measures are an intrinsic part of a state policy designed to facilitate dignified conditions of existence to the marginalized, especially those who live below the poverty line. Identification of beneficiaries is crucial to the fulfillment of social welfare programs. These concerns form the basis of the Aadhaar Act 2016 as its statement of objects and reasons explains. Stop.